A year and a half ago, I started getting really, really bad cystic acne. I went to over probably 10 dermatologists and it was just kind of ridiculous at that point. And then at my last one, I was just like, I need to be put on Accutane. I tried every topical, I tried every pill, and nothing worked. Like nothing would clear my skin. It would clear my acne up for about a few weeks, or maybe even a week, not even. My acne was very hormonal. I could not control it to save my life. It was decent when I wasn't on my period, but the second I was about to be on my period, it was a disaster on my face. I tried about everything until I went to Accutane as my last resort. I didn't really think about it for a while, and then I just kind of started researching it because my sister took it. So I thought, why not? I'll look into it. My acne is getting worse and worse, and I don't want it to get to the point where I go insane. I mainly just had acne on my face and like sometimes on my chest, but not, and sometimes my shoulders. I'd break out a lot right here, super big cystic pimples that I couldn't even deal with. Like I felt like I had to cover it with my hair. And then down here too, I had really, really big pimples, and my forehead had a lot of small acne going on it, but it wasn't anything too bad. That stuff I could kind of deal with, but obviously let's get rid of it all. A lot of people didn't think I had bad acne, and they still don't. They're still all very confused on why I took Accutane, but I'm gonna insert before and after photos in this, probably here, I don't know, maybe sometime. And so people will actually see that I did have really bad acne, and I mean, not really bad. My skin before, it was very oily, and you'll see in the before pictures, it was disgustingly oily to the point where it was really gross. Sorry about some of the pictures. I look gross in them, and I'm gonna crop some shit because it's gross. I know people who take Accutane have really, really severe acne, so I'm not saying mine is anywhere near that, but for me, it was bad. And I know people who saw me and were like, why are you taking Accutane? I was wearing 10 pounds of makeup, and that's why they didn't think I needed to take. I feel like acne is very downplayed when it comes to your mental health, because it definitely took a toll on mine. I know when my acne is at its worst, I wouldn't even want to leave my house. It made me very insecure. Even now, after I'm done with Accutane, I kind of still feel really insecure about my skin, even though it's really cleared up, and I still have those weird moments where I feel like people were looking at my skin and not looking at me. And I know that's not how it was, because no one even noticed my acne. It was something I was insecure about for a long time, and I wanted to be comfortable not wearing makeup and feeling okay going out without any makeup on, because I'm lazy as hell, so like I'm not trying to put on makeup all the time like I got on right now. Definitely for the camera aspect. I mean, I probably have to wear makeup for quite some time before I get super comfortable. Yeah, the whole camera thing's a little weird for me still. Actually, a lot of weird for me still. The main reason why I wanted to take Accutane was not just because of my insecurities. I'm a very intense picker, popper, scratcher, scraper, scabber, whatever you want to call it. I would gouge the hell out of my acne, and I didn't want it to get to the point where I did have scarring, because I don't have any scarring right now. I have a little redness, but as for like indentation scarring, I didn't have any. So I didn't want it to get to that point, and that's what I was really afraid of, because nothing would stop me. Like still, if I get like little things here and there, I still like gouge them until they explode. I don't know why I do it. It's just like this thing that I do, and I go crazy if I don't. I freak out. I took 40 milligrams in the morning and then 30 milligrams at night, or the other way around. I don't really remember. It was one of those two. I'm not going to talk about it like I'm a dermatologist, because I'm not, and I don't really know a whole lot about Accutane. I mean, I know it because I experienced it and I had to go through everything for it, but realistically, I don't know much about it. I think it's a bunch of vitamin A or something like that. I think it's a bunch of vitamin A. I don't know. As for my first couple months, my acne didn't start clearing up until probably like my 4th month of being on Accutane. My first 3 months pretty much consisted of still breaking out here and there, and it was really discouraging. But once I hit my 4th month, I would say my acne was really clear, and it was weird. I was so scared to wake up the next day with a pimple, because I thought they were gonna just come back. But I don't know, it didn't at one point, so that was fun. What I've mainly heard about Accutane is the fact that it's really bad for your mental health and your body in general. Like takes a really big toll on your body. Mentally, I was pretty okay. It wasn't too bad for me. I don't think it really messed with my mental health, but physically it definitely took a toll on me. for sure. I did go through a lot of physical pain and a lot of infections and things like that while I was on it, but compared to a lot of videos I've watched and people I've talked to, I don't think my experience was as bad. The other main side effect I dealt with was my scalp was really dry, and my scalp is pretty dry normally, but this was a lot worse. This is good and bad, but my scalp was so dry that I only had to wash my hair like 3 times in my whole 6 months of taking Accutane. So I could wait like a month and a half or up to 2 months not washing my hair, which, you know, I was fine with because I have a lot of fucking hair. My experience with Accutane was a lot more pleasant than the ones I have heard about. I've heard people who were really depressed on it and had a lot more side effects than I did. My side effects were pretty minimal, I would say, compared to most. Drinking on it wasn't something I did for the first 5 months, and then the last month since they put me on it randomly and I thought I was only going to be on it for 5 months, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink. So I drank for the last month, like every weekend I would probably say, and it was fine. Probably not good for my liver, but personally, I was fine. I'd wake up in the morning and I felt okay. It wasn't like a hangover from hell like the stories I've heard, but my experience with that wasn't terrible. So like, I don't know, I'm not saying drink on it because you're not supposed to, because it's processed through your liver and all that good stuff, and it weakens your liver a lot, so like, bad idea. But I'm an idiot, so it's been a month since I've been off of it, and I am happy as ever with my skin. I feel comfortable going out in public without makeup. I still do have that kind of feeling that people are looking at my skin, which I think is going to take some time to get used to. It was actually kind of messed up. The day I stopped taking Accutane, the day after, I woke up and I had a pimple. So that was a little discouraging, but I know my acne is not going to be completely gone forever. You know, I'm not expecting it to be, and I know people who have taken Accutane, like, they get pimples here and there. I know I'm gonna get pimples. It's nothing I'm in denial about. It's just really scary when you're on a medication for 6 months and then you wake up the next day and you have a pimple. Another thing that is weird with my skin afterwards, I have really bad keratosis. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's just a bunch of bumps on your skin. I was born with it. It's a genetic disease, but no one in my immediate family has it, so I don't know where down the line I got it, but I have pretty bad keratosis. It's on my arms. It's on my cheeks, on my forehead, a little bit on my legs, but it's just bumps. It's nothing too terrible, but it makes me kind of sad that I still have bumps on my forehead, you know, after taking this acne medication. I know it wasn't for that, but I'm going to start finding lotions and stuff for that because that still kind of bothers me. I want my skin to be completely clear, so I'm going to take whatever measures it is to clear up my keratosis too. But I mean, my keratosis doesn't bother me that much. No one even notices it, but it's just one of those things that I'm gonna notice because I'm crazy. It was definitely worth it, and I would suggest the pill to anyone who's feeling very insecure. Changed my life completely. It was a lot to deal with during the time with all the doctor's visits and stuff like that, but I think it was worth it. And the only advice I have while on Accutane is keep 18 chapsticks in your back pockets, in your purse, in your wallets, and all that stuff at all times, or you're going to freak out. I remember every time, even now, I know every time I can't find my chapstick, I start freaking out. My skin's still clear. You know, I got that one pimple the day after, but other than that, I'm good. My lips are pretty much back to normal. So is my skin. I mean, I still put on lotion, and it's still pretty dry when I get out of the shower, but it's not to the point where I'm freaking out if I don't put on any. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Accutane.